thank you. It's been amazing. And thank you very much there, Heretic 7. Beautiful words, beautiful words. We've got to be very constructive, you know. And one of the things that I've been teaching for some time here on the internet is a process whereby we can overcome the world. Realizing that the human anatomy is a hologram formed by consciousness, and consciousness has structure. Many people have philosophy, you know, they have ideals, they have thoughts, religious structure, they have routines, they have science, they have education, they have many thoughts. And the thing that I'm teaching is that thoughts create your hologram. So thoughts are energetic expressions and signatures of, you might say, constructs of creation. So the mathematical construct of life working through your own consciousness, through your thoughts and through your energies, would create your hologram of experience and the matter manifestation of the template of everything working together with everything else. So you are an individual and you have your own thoughts, and your own thoughts are creating the experiences that you experience. And you would also notice that if you are entertaining certain kinds of thoughts, you are attracting those kind of actors into the stage of your life. So, you know, you're having, say for example, let's just pick something. Say for example, a person was a pedophile and they're having thoughts about sexually abusing children or having sex with children. What would happen is you would start to attract into your field those kind of participators who are prone to that kind of energy, and they would come into your field, and that would outwork your particular drama that you've created in your mind through the energies that you're currently holding. And you would attract many children into your life. You attract many other friends and associates who are also pedophiles into your life, and you would create energy that would continue to perpetuate that particular function of your life. Now that's just an example. You could have the same thing for financial structure. You could create the desire for great wealth and financial structure, and you would start to create in your life, you would start to create the flows of projection and perception of great wealth or abundance or great poverty, etc., according to those energies that you're particularly carrying. So everything in this world is creating the actors on the stage to come and play out the roles that you have prescribed for them to play out through the projection of your own mind and your own desires and everything else. And so everything in this world is a corporate projection of our own desires, of our own energies, of our own thoughts, of our own mathematical encryptions, to create a hologram of expression of experience that we might enjoy ourselves the way that we truly want to live our lives. And of course, some of the things are not really worthwhile living, in as much as they do not bring a great reward in the end. It's like, you know, some of these destructive mechanisms that I've been speaking about, they would actually come back to you as, well, that's what you want, that's what you're getting, but there's no life in it. There's no life in it. And what we're truly trying to create for ourselves is joy and love and peace and goodness and richness, justness, you know, things that are beautiful and balanced and good, and things that are life-giving. That's what we truly want to create for ourselves. And we can actually say to ourselves, well, you know, here I am, and if I'm creating the hologram of my experience, I'll go into this a bit later on about how, you know, your own thoughts energetically create the configuration of your hologram. There is actually scientific, I wouldn't say proof, but scientific experience that can actually say to you, yes, there are light and sound fields, electromagnetic tonal frequencies, mathematical encryptions, and there's also, you know, the extension of this imagery through thought, and it comes back to you. You know, this scientifically is becoming more and more known. But what I'm saying to you right now is these principles, you know, very hard to prove with the limited scientific knowledge that we're using today. But there is this knowledge available, and this is the knowledge from which we have fallen. We all have the knowledge of the true power of creation in our mind, in our original form, and we've fallen from this knowledge of the structure of how life perpetuates itself and creates itself through the matrix of many, many expressions of individual forms. Could you imagine how this world would change if all of a sudden, the people of this world realize that everything they see around them is a product of their own mind? If everybody suddenly realized, hey, I've created this world and the experiences that I'm seeing, you might say, well, I never asked for this to happen to me. Well, on some level you did. You needed to experience that so it could be presented to you once again, so that you could decide whether you truly want to perpetuate that particular aspect or not. And if it's not a beneficial aspect to you, if it's a devastating aspect which causes suffering and decay and disease and lack and poverty and all the rest, you might say to yourself, well, I don't want that. But if you can say to yourself, well, I can create abundant flows of life and joy and goodness and wholeness and beauty, and I can choose every moment and every instant to reevaluate the projections of my mind. I could actually say to myself, yes, if I have the technology and the understanding of the scientific 15-dimensional structure of the physics that creates the hologram, and I can be in control of it, I could do that for myself. If everybody on the planet could suddenly realize what they're doing to themselves and how they could create the life that they truly wanted, I'm sure that many, many people would say, yes, I choose the alternative. I choose the alternative to what I'm currently doing, which is destructive. And I'm sure that the 7 billion people that are producing the hologram of this world, and just look about you, as you see on the news, as you see what's happening around you in the world, all of us are creating that. The weather patterns, yes, we create the weather. In actual fact, everything of a physiological nature we're creating through the mind projection. And it's not balanced, it's erratic, it's all over the place, and all of us are doing it all of the time. And could you imagine if 7 billion people on the planet got their act together and were no longer projecting their selfish demands upon the universal structure to supply to them the desires of their heart? Could you imagine what would happen if the heart was cleansed and purged and their mind was whole and pure and the body form became transfigured and we created a society of beauty and goodness and of knowledge and of wonder and creative ability? Could you imagine what would happen? It would be so marvelous and beautiful. And it's possible, but the time is running out, because what we find is the ratio of the black hole technology, which is currently plundering the planet and like a vortex energy siphoning system, extracting our energy from the matter base of our elemental structure of the atomic form, it's rushing it down a black hole because the percentage has gone over the limits of regeneration and it's gone into a state of devastation, and very quickly now the whole system is imploding. Could you imagine what would happen if suddenly people realize that they're doing it to themselves? And that they could actually regenerate their minds and cause a beautiful environment in which to live and holographically create such a beauty around them? I mean, it would be a wonderful thing. But people have a sense of lack, they have a sense of, survival of the fittest. I've got to rob my brother, I've got to plunder my brother, I've got to take this from there, I've got no energy myself. If you had energy yourself, you wouldn't need to rob something from your brother. You wouldn't need to take anything from the outside to the inside. You would be fully sustained by perpetual motion flows within the constructs of your own biological anatomy, your multi-dimensional structure, which is perpetual motion going out into the outer realms where all things flow and move through one another in a wonderful way. Could you imagine living in a life like that? And it's totally attainable. But the thing is, at the moment, the balance has gone over the point of return, and we have to evacuate ourselves from this planet. And we can do it by biologically ascending our own consciousness into higher dimensional structures, that we can actually leave this falling planet behind. And those who want to remain on it can remain on it, and they will have a lifestyle of a certain kind, but it will be a slowly imploding, compacting, densifying system of life, where life is no longer perpetuating and shared between members to such a degree. And yes, we need to do something about it. And this has always been the teachings of the Bible. This has always been the teachings of all religious forms. You know, you're destroying yourself through the thoughts of your mind. You can have good thoughts, you can have whole thoughts, you can have beautiful, sharing, loving, giving thoughts that are going to regenerate life. But unless everyone starts doing it, it's going to be a crescendo of a descent into a black hole oblivion. And there is hope for those who go down the black hole, by the way. I'll talk about that at some other point in time. They do return to space dust and come back out through creation point door in a reconstitution of life, but they've lost their integrity as an entity. We have integrity as an entity now. Even though it's dilapidated, we can reconstitute it and build it up, and we can not fall down but rise up and expand into the everlasting, beautiful expansions of consciousness in the ascent to our return home, the ascent of consciousness. And we can do it right now, because right now is the only moment we've got. Right now is the only moment that we have. And I teach this, and my website, www.twominds1choice.com, leads people to the technology page on there where this information is coming from. It is a wave infusion of digital data streaming, kelontic transmission coming into the planet at this time, in this place of devastation where we need it the most. And there's the original teachings of creation, which have always been avoided by many of the controlling agencies running the world. But now is the most important time of your life that you need to know this information. And there's no other teaching on the planet that can come close to it, because everything on the planet is teaching the distortion. Everything is a derivative and distortion of a higher teaching. And now you need to know this information. And you can practice the techniques and bring the help that's here around you into your biological form and regenerate your structure. It's here for you now. It's here for you now. And I continually teach about this, because, you know, what hope have you got if you don't know how to realign yourself with the perpetual motion flows of your own creative energy? I like to teach about it because you need to know it. And without that, you're going to continue down into a degrading structure that's continuously pulling you down into devastation and decay and dilapidation. And I like to talk about the loving life and light and liberty of the lifting up of the laughter of the love of the law of the wonderful one. And here we are, beautiful ones, once again presented with the opportunity to accept it and to trust it and to believe it and to find something in yourself that will begin to run with it and work it out for yourself. Don't listen to the voices of dead men, you know. Don't listen to the voices of dead men and all of those things of structure of this world which are in a state of decay, but tap into the original source of life that created you and realign yourself with that, and you'll be on your way home. I like to talk about this thing because it's the only thing I can do, you know. I want to come out here into the world and demonstrate it, and I'm sure many of you are starting to feel the pulse of what I'm talking about, you know. It's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. And there you are. I'm recording this for the internet. If anyone of you want to see this, it'll be on my website, www.twominds1choice.com. And there's many things on there that I'm putting on there that people really need to see. And it's free, you know. I give it to you free. And everything I give is free because I've received it freely, and I give it to you freely because you need to know it. And everything in this world charges you, right? And it's all a matter of extraction. It's taking energy from you. But I'm giving energy free to you, that you'll find your free energy yourself, that you will become that free energy device of a perpetual motion generator, and you'll create your body into a body of light, and you'll transcend the limitations of this world. You need to know this, you know. You need to know about this yourself. And I'll hand over the microphone now because I'm recording this as a 15-minute segment on Pal Talk. On YouTube. But it's a Pal Talk talk, and it's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube under Grant Barlow. So I've got many YouTubes up there already under Grant Barlow. Anyway, I hand over the microphone, beautiful ones, dearly beloved ones. We love you so. You're so precious and wonderful and accepted in the beloved. You are amazing, you're beautiful, and a wonderful, actually beautiful creature. I hand over the mic.